Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 13 and has autism. We paint together, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. I keep hoping that I'm going to get my lighting in the right spot at the right time. But that just doesn't seem to be what's happening. I'm trying to create less shadows. So we'll see. We shall see what happens. If you've listened to me before, I keep talking about how I keep creating havoc because I keep dropping things. Well, it's a long story. I had my table in a different area, and then I moved it, and then things did not go according to plan, and so then I started doing stuff and so forth and so on and so on and so on. So it needs to be redone again, but I keep putting it off for numerous reasons. And then I don't think about it until I get ready to paint. And then I'm like, my light is still in the wrong spot. So, today has been one of those days that Owen had a good day when he was out and about. And he had an emotional day when he was home. He gets very fixated, for lack of a better word, on going someplace or what his schedule is going to be like. And when this happens, it's hard for him to focus on anything but what he wants to do. Now, I get it. You know, first of all, he's a kid. Second of all, I'm a mom, and I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. So I get, both sides of the coin. I get it. But he does not understand that when we're trying to get ready or I'm trying to do something, that him stopping me 40 times to say, when are we going, what's happening, and he repeats, he wants me to tell him the same thing over and over and over and over again. Now, I have gone through lots of different types of training. We've tried untraditional, we've tried, numerous styles of just countless. He's been to doctors and therapists, and everyone says the same basic thing. They've never met a child like Owen. He is beyond brilliant. He is beyond brilliant. Beyond brilliant. And he does not forget a thing. When he doesn't want to forget a thing, he literally does not forget a thing. Now, that doesn't mean that he can recite every single thing that he's ever seen or done, or, go through and say every word correctly all the time, or know these things. What that means is when he has something that he doesn't want to forget, that means he does not ever forget it. So, for example, a lady would not go through the stop sign, the four-way stop. We were behind her, and she would not go. This, he knew, was incorrect. She let everybody else go. This has now been probably, I think, 4 months ago, closer to the beginning of summer. This is September. And every couple days when we go out and about in the world, he will remind me that this lady did not know how to drive through the stop sign. And if he understood about like license plates or that type of thing, I have a feeling that he may have, like, you know, memorized her license plate, but he doesn't technically understand anything like that. But that's the type of thing, like, he does not forget anything. And so he has been reminding me about this lady not doing the drive at the stop sign properly. This includes things like when they did not put the French fries in his bag, or when they did not put the honey mustard in his bag, when they did not, I mean, if you can think of something that you have forgotten to do or didn't do, like you just mistakenly got in the left lane instead of the right lane and you had to turn around, all of these things are things that he goes through and reminds me that the world or I have not done correctly. And I mean, it's wild. It's a complete wild ride. But with that, he does not always have patience for these wrong moments, in the sense of, like today, our friend from church, he was going, now I can't even think of all the words. My brain is so tired from today. The movie trip. Today was movie trip day, and our friend was picking him up, and they were going to the movie trip, which means they were going to the theater. Our church hosts a special needs movie where the movie is quieter and the lights are on and things, it's a movie, theater. They do other things there as well, acting or plays, that type of thing, but it's definitely, geared more towards a sensitive theater type things, lower lights, etc., or the lights on, that type of thing. I can't even think. Like I said, I'm so tired. So he kept screaming for me to get ready and to go, and I kept telling him, like, I had to get ready, he had to get ready, and then I was trying to get all my stuff together because I had a couple errands because our friend was picking him up. Well, he doesn't understand that the more he keeps asking me the questions and stopping me from doing anything, I can't get ready. I can't do the things that need to be done. Well, our friend got here and she was fine with the timing, but he wanted to be outside to watch her pull up, and I didn't get him out in time for that, and that upset him. And so he was fine when he went to the movie, and he was fine when he went to Grandma's house, but then when he came home, he reminded me how wrong I was because I didn't get him out on the porch in time. And that was a big thing to him. That was very upsetting, and I was completely wrong for not having, done the right thing by being ready and being out to the porch. So this is the type of thing that he goes through, and he can't settle with it. He can't be okay in those moments. He has to be upset. And like I said, he doesn't forget a thing. So he reminded me numerous times all night long that I did not get out to the porch in time to see our friend arrive. It's hard. It's hard working through someone else's emotions when you can't explain to them that part of what they are doing is what's causing me to not be able to get out to the porch on time because of that. So, like I said, he had a good time with my mom. He had a good time at the movie, and it's all fine. It's just he gets ideas, expectations in his head, and he can't get past those moments. So, with that came there was other things that he kept asking me if we were going to go to church tomorrow, and he always knows that we are going to church in the morning, unless, like last week, he's had allergies for over a week now that just won't go away, and he's not had any fever or anything, so I know it's his allergies. And he wanted to make sure that we were going to church tomorrow. And I told him that we're going to church tomorrow unless we're not going to church tomorrow. And, I cannot predict if he doesn't sleep again or if he, XYZ, me, XYZ. My mom always says life happens when you have something else planned. But trying to explain that to my beautiful, amazing son, it's hard. It's hard. And he screamed and he screamed and he screamed at me today. And if not for one reason, for another reason, and another reason, and another reason. And it was just a very emotional day because I try to teach him kindness and grace. I try to teach him that we have to be nice to everybody. We have to be nice to our family. We have to be nice to animals, people, life, just be kind. And in a moment, he doesn't get it because it's not like that's not the answer to, are we going to church tomorrow? Well, it's not the answer to going to church tomorrow, and I don't have the answer to that because it's not tomorrow. Yes, we should be going to church tomorrow. I plan on us going to church tomorrow. But I also didn't plan that he had allergies, and I wanted to make sure before I sent him to church last week, I wanted to make sure it wasn't, because he gets bad sinus infections, the fever, the whole thing. And I just wanted to make sure that before I sent him to, school or to church, anywhere, that he didn't have a fever. I didn't want him to be getting anyone else sick if he was really sick. But you can't explain that to him. I mean, he knows what he wants. He wants to go to church. And I don't blame him. But there is nothing that I can do to promise him that tomorrow we are going to church. I would like to think we are going. I'd like to think that I could promise him that. But I can't. I just can't. There's no possible way. So I pray we get to go to church tomorrow. They're supposed to have a picnic after our service for everybody. And I didn't even try to explain what that was to him, or, that, he kind of knows what a picnic is. In the grand scheme of things, we've talked about it. But I didn't even attempt to tell him that it's a possibility that we're going. So I'm hoping that we can stay for it, but one day at a time. But today he did go to a birthday party. It was sneeze and yawn at the same time. He went after the movie trip. Our friend took him to his grandma, my mom, and they, her neighbor invited him to go to his birthday party. And it was at this, they have this reptile place that they let them hold animals, do different things, and they talk about where they're from and, the history or something. It's kind of like a indoor zoo-ish, reptile thing. So he was excited because there was turtles there. And we were looking for property to move to, and he keeps adding animals that he wants to get. Now, I don't know that we're going to get all of the animals he wants, but he wants purple cows. Let's see, a duck, I'm trying to remember, a chicken, I'm going to forget, a goat, and now he wants a turtle to play with his goat. So he was very excited to see the turtles at this place. So he had a good day, just had a hard day as well. And so did his mama, because when my baby's not happy, mama's not happy. Okay, I think I'm done. I'm tired and nothing's looking what I wanted to. So we're just gonna just be done. Add a little blue there. I always say that and then I go back and do stuff, but so here we go. O for Owen, and then L and B. there we go. Thanks so much for watching and being a part of our day. Toodles, toodles.